Hi everyone, welcome to Perspective 1111. My name is Nikki. For those of you who have seen some of my videos before, welcome back. And for those of you who are new, welcome. If I could just bother you guys for 1 second, if you're on a computer or a laptop, you can click right on the screen there, subscribe. Give me a like. If you're on a mobile, give me a like and don't forget to subscribe. The likes really help us, especially they allow our videos to be put more often into the feed so more people can see them. So they do really help us. And I thank you ahead of time so much from the bottom of my heart for all your support. The full moon in Scorpio, guys. Wow. Crazy. The energy was just, is still feeling it. Really, the messages I was getting were insane for 3 days. And they were coming through in all my different clairs, in different ways. I was feeling, I was getting visions, I was hearing. It was crazy. Those of you who watched my divine messages for the new moon in Taurus may remember that the new moon in Taurus was bringing in this admiration and desire of the divine masculine energy, really wanting to embrace the divine feminine energy, noticing her, admiring her strength within her own right, the subtle and gentleness of her, but at the same time her vision and strength. And he was really wanting, the divine masculine energy was really wanting to embrace that, to wrap itself up within that energy, to integrate that energy within the divine masculine energy. Some people may have seen this reflected over the last few weeks in their divine counterpart reaching out to them. Okay? This was due to that energy, the divine counterpart wanting or needing the divine feminine counterpart near them to feel that energy, to sense that energy, because the inner was wanting to embrace the inner energy, right? Because when we're talking about divine masculine, divine feminine, these are energies. They are people in a sense that the divine masculine archetype, the avatar, the counterpart, the twin that is processing primarily through the divine masculine energy, we refer to as the divine masculine, but has both of the energies within, right? And vice versa. The divine feminine archetype, counterpart, has both the energies within, okay? So this is happening within and reflects outward, right? So if your divine masculine reached out to you over the last couple of weeks, it was due to that, the inner energy wanting to embrace the inner energy of the divine feminine. And then that was manifested out. If you did not hear from your masculine, don't panic, okay? Don't panic. It doesn't mean it's not happening. What it means is your situation maybe didn't allow for that. Because the divine masculines that would have reached out to their divine feminine in some way, it's because they felt safe to do that. The divine masculines that didn't reach out, it would be because they don't feel safe in doing that for whatever reason. Maybe your situation, when you went into separation, maybe that divine masculine, maybe you were a divine feminine who was really trying to push and get them to see, get them to realize. And that would cause them to say, well, you know, like if I reached out, if I tried and contacted her at this point or at this time, she's going to take that as I want commitment, right? And so they would refrain from that energy. The divine masculines that would have reached out are the ones where your situation is very more casual and very more relaxed, where they feel safe to reach out, knowing that you're not going to jump on them about definites and commitments and that type of thing, okay? Which is why we always encouraged the divine feminine archetype to relax. Relax. Don't force anything, you know, because the energies process differently between us, okay? So I just want to explain that if you have not heard from your masculine and you're hearing that this energy would have made them reach out, don't be concluding that it's not happening, all right? It just depends on the situation, okay? So now that said, now the full moon in Scorpio is taking that energy that the new moon in Taurus created, which was the admiring and wanting to embrace and wanting to reach out to the feminine energy, and is now the inner energies, the inner divine masculine is now embracing more of the inner divine feminine, okay? So integrating more of the passionate, creative, intuitive, inspired, spiritual energy of the divine feminine into his creative energy. So mixing more completely in the heart space. This then translates up into the higher consciousness, awareness. So awareness starts to open about this, bringing in a newer perspective, a higher perspective, a widening of consciousness, integrating from the higher consciousness to the consciousness, okay? So that is what the full moon in Scorpio is bringing for the divine masculine. So due to, more of the soul is going to be pushing into the heart. The heart is expanding to encompass more of the divine feminine energy, causing deeper integration. The divine masculine archetypes would be feeling more inspired and creative and passionate, more conscious expansion. They would be receiving deeper feelings of love, possible love bursts, and a desire to want to start aligning more of his reality with that feeling, with that conscious awareness. Because once that conscious awareness takes hold and you see things from that higher perspective and understanding, there really is no going back from that. Once you see that, once you get a glimpse of that, once that sits and settles in the conscious mind, okay? So the divine masculine, if his reality is not reflecting this desire and awareness, he's going to go into a bit of a retreat mode. So if your divine masculine was one of the ones that did reach out with the energy of wanting to embrace the feminine, don't get all upset if he goes into a bit of a retreat mode. This is an integration process. He's going to be pondering the conscious awareness that he is now getting of this passion and inspiration and creative energy he was feeling. This conscious awareness now is going to start taking hold, and he's going to want to take a step back and start really trying to work through this in a mental way. He's going to want to start eventually taking action in this, trying to align his life with what now he knows and understands in a different way, in a higher way, in a broader way. Okay? The divine feminine, how this energy that came in translates for her, for that archetype, is her inner feminine energy is allowing more of the masculine energy in, which is the action-oriented energy, right? So the divine feminine archetypes have been more in this awareness and more in this understanding, and yet at the same time, certain aspects of her life aren't really aligned with this dream, this conscious awareness. So this integration now brings more action into her life. So she's going to want to start manifesting and able to manifest more fully things that align with what she is feeling, with what she wants to experience in her reality. Okay? So more action is coming in for divine feminine. So if you are doing this and you've been hoping or wanting to have, this come to life within that, this energy is going to help you be able to create that. It's going to be able to help you manifest that. All right? It can also open up new opportunities and doors for you to widen your vision in your reality in a physical way, right? So this can manifest into certain things you do with your finances, certain things you do with your health and habits, certain patterns, being able to change certain patterns, going more into surrender and trust within your vision, within your dream, within what is in your heart, and being able to push past fears or doubt that may have been standing in your way before. Okay? So being able to create more and manifest more within your reality. All right? I was seeing this, feeling this. I was given visuals on this. I was given like verbal messages, like hearing clairaudient messages and visions on this. What came in with it, though, was a message on mission. Okay, I've had this message on mission before. I've had it a few times, and they were explaining to me about a lower perspective and a higher perspective of what mission is. Mission does not mean quit your lucrative job, change your entire world, and go into spiritual work. That is not mission. Mission is not working in the spiritual. Mission is not, okay, Spirit was saying, mission is not what you do. What you do has nothing to do with mission. How you do it does. What you bring to that area, okay? The way you go about doing it is mission. All right? Spirit was showing very clearly that we need this energy in every facet of the third dimensional world, with every facet of the earth plane, with every facet of the physical. We need politicians that have this awareness and understanding. We need hairdressers that have this awareness and understanding. Service people, people in the service industry, police officers, hairdressers, spiritual healers and everything, yes. We need, though, politicians and lawyers and doctors and cashiers and cab drivers and every aspect Okay, so it does not mean going on mission. Don't try and put yourself into a box. All right, going on mission is not about what you do, it's about how you do it. It's about bringing these energies in to whatever reality you have for yourself, for your work, for your job, for your existence. Okay, so if you are a 45-year-old who is a lawyer and you're making decent money and you're helping people with this, that, or the other thing, it's about bringing in the awareness of the love and oneness consciousness, the unity consciousness into your work. It's not about changing that job and learning to be an energy healer because you have a higher consciousness. It is about bringing that energy to what you do, not about changing what you do. Okay? And Spirit was saying, like, if everybody's changing their job to work in the spiritual, then it's counterproductive to the collective, because the paradigm needs to be changed within all facets, within all areas, within all levels. So I just wanted to explain that to you guys. What Spirit was also showing me was this. And I'm not a very good drawer, so bear with me here, okay? All right. So I was seeing, first of all, the yin and the yang sign. You know what that looks like. So the masculine and the feminine energy. And I was seeing the masculine energy embracing more, coming more into alignment with the feminine energy, showing me the integration of the two energies within each person. And then they were showing me this. They were showing me a human being. So a human being, arms, legs. I told you I'm not a very good drawer. All right, so a human being. And they were showing me the aura around the human, okay? They were showing me, they showed me the heart chakra. And then they were showing me two brains. They weren't showing me the chakras, they were showing me two brains. And then they were showing me the energy. So around here, they were showing me first layer of the aura outside of the, you know what, here, I've got some colors here, because I'm going to show you what colors they showed me. Okay. So they were showing me the first layer of the aura here, green, the emotional. Okay, so the emotional layer around the human. Right? And then they were showing me, I wish I had two blues, but I don't. They were showing me the mental layer. Okay, so followed by the mental. They were showing me a darker blue, and then they were showing me a lighter blue. Go really light. They were showing me a lighter blue. And they associated these two brains. Okay? Two brains. A higher consciousness, which is attached to this lighter blue, and our physical consciousness, which is attached to the darker blue. That's what they were showing me. Then they showed me a bigger space that was purple as soul energy. Okay? And then they put a thin layer of energy in between the higher consciousness, which is like the first layer of like our awareness and reality, right? they put a thin layer of energy right in between here. And this, they showed me like a static TV. So if you imagine like this was purple, this was a nice purple, and then like a bunch of like static TV. And then it was like a nice light blue, and then a dark blue, and then a green, and then the human. Okay? So this is what they were showing me. This layer, they were showing me, is connected to the matrix, to the human consciousness, the collective hue. Okay? This is where all the like the old paradigms and patterns, etc., sit. They were showing me the spiritual energy coming in from the spiritual, from the soul, directly to heart. Okay? And they were showing me the divine feminine energy in the heart, and the divine masculine energy in the heart. And so it comes in through the divine feminine energy first. That's what they were showing me. And then they were showing me that this thin layer of static TV connected to the matrix has a direct bridge into the brain, into the subconscious, a back door. They were showing me the back of it, so a back door of the brain. And then they were showing me the divine feminine, divine masculine energy integrating more into the divine feminine. They were showing me this heart expansion and this integration happening more. Okay? They were showing me that. And then I was hearing discernment. So these patterns and programs, old paradigms of the matrix, they come in through like a back door into the mind. The soul energy comes directly into the heart through the divine feminine energy. Okay? So in the divine masculine now, the divine feminine energy is getting bigger. And in the divine feminine archetype, the divine masculine energy is getting bigger. Okay? So embracing each other more fully. Being able to discern better this stuff that comes into the subconscious. Being able to become more aware. Being able, they were showing me this for the divine masculine. This bridge getting wider. Feeling more of the being to push more of the divine feminine energy in. They were showing me that. So as they were joining here was turning purple. It was coming in through the divine feminine energy and then turning purple in the middle. That's what they were showing me. So they were showing me how the divine masculine, when he goes into this retreat mode, it's because now he's feeling more of this energy here. Okay? He's going to be in a state of discernment, trying to discern what's been going on here. Because it's come into the higher awareness first. It'll come into the higher awareness first, and then into the conscious awareness. So right now he's getting higher awareness expansion, right? Becoming more aware of it being there. And trying to discern then between all of these old patterns and ways of being and habits versus what now he is getting from the heart, this discernment. And the divine feminine is now receiving the action-oriented energy into what she has been discerning. See what I'm saying? That's what they were showing me. So hopefully that allows people to understand a little bit about what's going on within and how it's manifesting out. All right. They gave me 2 songs to reflect this. Okay. They gave me for the divine masculine awareness opening up. They gave me a whole new world. The Aladdin theme song. Okay? And for the divine feminine, they gave me Follow Your Heart. By Triumph. So these are the 2 songs that reflect the energies that are going on, the awareness opening up for the divine masculine, embracing the divine feminine, and Follow Your Heart by Triumph. Okay, Follow Your Heart by Triumph. That was reflecting the divine feminine doing more, taking more action in aspects of her life in line with her dream, and to stay in her dream and to stay in her heart. Those were the channeled messages that I received. I was hearing the more the divine feminine stays in her heart, the more the divine feminine energy stays within her heart, the easier time the divine masculine energy will have, because it's the heart energy that discerns. The easier time the divine masculine energy will have in discerning what parts of his life he wants to start planning change in. That's the way it was shown to me. That's the way it was explained to me. Those are the messages I received, and those are the songs that were reflecting it. So I hope that brings you guys some enlightenment or some explanation about maybe things you have been feeling or things you have been noticing, the divine masculine reaching out and maybe pulling back a little bit. And those that didn't hear from their divine masculine, please, it's only situational. Okay, don't be getting all upset thinking that, your divine masculine isn't progressing that way, or your counterpart isn't progressing that way. You need to judge what's happening within your connection by what's happening within yourself, because these energies are at play in each person, and each set of twins reflects it. Okay, so you need, if you're in tune with what is going on within you, and you're noticing that you are wanting to take more action and express more within facets of your life, what you have consciously been aware of, then you will know that your divine masculine counterpart is engaging more of the spiritual energy, more of the intuitive, creative, inspirational energy, and receiving a wider expansion of consciousness in the process. So the full moon in Scorpio is the start of this process, the start of this integration, or has been. You may have noticed this over the last few days. You may have noticed it over the last 2 weeks, because energy is fluent, right? So, but this is what the messages that I received. So I hope that brings in some clarity and understanding for you guys. It was really amazing to go through, to receive the messages. I thank Spirit so much from the bottom of my heart each and every time. So yeah, those are the channeled messages. So we'll just maybe pull some cards here and see what Spirit brings our way in regards to this. I've got the Moonology cards out, the Guardian Angel. Well, I've got a lot of cards out, but I mean, I was planning on using a Moonology card, maybe for an overall theme. Guardian Angel cards, the energy cards, Energy Oracle, and Easy Tarot cards, just in case you're interested. Sorry, just let me take a drink there. Okay. So, get rid of this. This up here. Put these aside for a second. Okay. Let's see if we can get card to reflect the overall theme here, Spirit, for the Twin Flame Collective, please. Overall theme for the Twin Flame Collective. Full Moon Scorpio. Overall theme for the Twin Flame Collective, Full Moon Scorpio. You get a card, please, Spirit, to reflect overall theme for Twin Flames, Scorpio, Full Moon. Overall theme for this, for the Twin Flames, please. Okay. We have Hold Your Vision. Okay? Hold Your Vision, which is exactly awesome, really, when you think about it. The expansion of the Divine Masculine consciousness, holding that vision and aligning his life within it. And the Divine Feminine holding the vision of following her heart, of following her dreams, not letting go of her dreams, and taking small steps along the way, pushing past obstacles that maybe have been in her way, aligning her financial needs and her physical needs and her relationship needs, all with what she feels is right for her through her heart. Being able to discern, what is right for you in your vision, in your conscious awareness, is what I'm getting with that. Can we get some overall energy representations for the Divine Masculine and Feminine, please, Spirit? Overall. Overall energy for Divine Masculine and Feminine representations, please. For the Divine Masculine archetype and the Divine Feminine archetype, we have Broken Heart, We're walking away. And we have the door to personal healing and happiness. So what I'm feeling here is there may be some loss with some of the changes that may have to be made. This could be about masculines that are in work contracts that they just realize in their higher consciousness are just not good for them, or are just not going to work, not aligned with what they want, what they really want, and they need to find a way out of that contract. This could also reflect relationships, situations that certain divine masculine archetypes are in, realizing that this is just not ever going to be what now I have this higher conscious awareness of what now I see and want for myself, and walking away from these contracts, whether they are work related, whether they are personal relationships. Doesn't have to necessarily be a marriage, but can be. But any kind of relationship or contract or situation that can bring in some loss. Okay? But this expansion, this holding your vision, this staying within this dream, is the door to personal healing and happiness, is the doorway to manifesting all your hopes and dreams. For Divine Feminine here, we have the first chakra, Archangel Michael. And what I'm hearing with this is this is about getting your root, your financial, your security and independence and stability more in order and aligned with your dreams. Holding your vision and making necessary changes. And I'm getting strategy. The creative the action-oriented energy of the Divine Masculine coming in for Divine Feminine archetypes to help create plans, to help create plans of getting things in order, figuring things out, to be able to manifest more fully in line with your dreams. And this may cause a little anxiety, okay? So that you may have to let something go, walking away from something here. Okay, because remember, these energies are active in both people. It's just how they manifest outwardly are different, because one processes more through the creative energy and inspired energy, and one processes more through the action-oriented energy. So the Divine Masculines physically realizing now that they may have to make some substantial changes in their life. Certain things are just over for them, are just not right. They're just not aligned. Having conscious awareness of this, it's not matching their vision. And the Divine Feminine energies needing to take more action in aligning certain aspects of their life. And this may create some anxiety, some fear, and that is reflected in that song Triumph, Follow Your Heart. What does it say? It says, live for today and forget about tomorrow. It says something about doing what you need to survive, and following your heart, even though you may feel like you may not survive. So this anxiety could be about what I'm feeling, what I'm sensing, what I'm hearing. It's about making changes that may be kind of scary to make. You know, it could be anything from like changing financial investments, or moving to a different location, or it could have something to do with like your financial stability, changing things around, and some things may be a little scary. It could be about stepping into a different aspect of your work, of your job, or expressing something within your job that could be kind of like scary, because you're afraid, like if you do that, maybe, you know, maybe you'll be let go, or maybe that won't work, or maybe you'll lose the house if you change that, or maybe you'll do this, or maybe you'll do that. Pushing through the anxiety here. So there may be some anxiety that comes up with associated to making some of these changes that need to be made as this energy is integrating within the two. Let's see what the guardian angels have to say here. Messages for the Divine Masculine archetype, please. Messages for the Twin Flame Collective Divine Masculine. For the Divine Masculine within the Twin Flame Collective, please. Spiritual teacher. There are great rewards in spending time alone. Use those moments of solitude to focus on love and ways in which you might give to those around you. Shine your light as an example for others to follow. Seek out a spiritual mentor of your own if your life feels unfulfilled right now. This is, gosh, wow. This is about the expansion, the retreat that Divine Masculine may have to go into here to, when he has this realization, this awareness opening up that certain things just aren't serving him and he needs to make changes. The door to personal healing and happiness open here. The spiritual teacher here. This is Hierophant energy. This is really going in, getting in touch with your soul, being in touch with your soul, making these realizations, becoming more aligned with these realizations, and being told not to worry, you know, like, I mean, what you are feeling and sensing, going into this contemplation, really being realizing that you're being aligned more with your path, with your truth here. All right. This can also be, with it being the Hierophant energy, it can also be about traditions and contracts, religious type contracts, so it could be vows and marriages and oaths that need to be changed, that need to be redefined in some way. And realizing this, making this realization. We also have 10 of emotion here. To bring in your fulfillment, realizing what is going to be fulfilling for yourself. Okay? Life is blessing you with a wonderful and loving family. Great happiness and emotional fulfillment are now on the horizon. Harmony with those you love is assured by offering forgiveness, understanding, and kindness to others. Your reward with unconditional love. The 10 of Cups is not talking about your physical family, those that you so associate as your, your children, your spouse, it's talking about your soul family here. The 10 of emotions, this is 10 of Cups energy. This is fulfillment energy. This is realizing you're supported in every way. Realizing this is the spiritual energy, the desire for the spiritual energy here coming through this soul searching. Seeing that you are connected, seeing connections, seeing what is going to be more fulfilling to you here. And for the Divine Feminine, please. And we have a happy change. Your angels have heard your prayers and have bonded together to create real and joyful changes in your life. Events begin to move forward and great progress will now be possible. You may need to make some rapid decisions due to the suddenness of activity. Be confident and trust the guidance you receive. This is about making these changes here, okay? Aligning other aspects of your life, holding on to your vision, and really putting your dream and your inspiration and your creative energy to work in a more active way and not being afraid to do so. Pushing past the anxiety, letting you know the angels are behind you. You have support. You're not going to die. There may be a little bit of loss. Okay? Heartbreak here in the Divine Masculine energy. So there may be a little bit of a loss in this action that you have to take in some way, but it's not going to be the end of the world, and it's actually going to bring about a better and more fulfilling way of being for yourself. And we have the Ace of Action here. This cherub is heralding a time of wonderful new opportunities related to your creativity, your career, you're pursuing your dreams. This is a card of action. And if you've been procrastinating, it's time to really get busy. It's also a great time to start a new business and have confidence in your abilities. This is about this change here, this action. See, this is what I'm saying. The Divine Feminine is receiving more action-oriented energy here. The Divine Masculine is receiving more spiritual energy here, more awareness, opening him up to the Garden Gate here, opening him up to his happiness, realizing and taking note in a more conscious way of what is not serving him, of what is broken, of what is not fulfilling, to bring in what is fulfilling for him. On a more conscious level, he is aware, becoming aware of this now. And the action-oriented energy that now is integrating in with the Divine Feminine, creating this awareness, is now going to be pushing the Divine Feminine to make more changes within her physical reality in some way. That's exactly the message I was getting, guys. Exactly the message I was getting. some clarification, please, Spirit. Heartbreak. So clarification here for heartbreak, we have the Emperor and the Queen of Swords. So the Emperor is, he's established, right? He's established and he's authoritative. He's in control. So taking control and establishing more of your truth, more discernment here. The Queen of Swords is a very discerning energy. She knows what is true for her. So, and able to cut out what isn't. And that's the clarification here for this heartbreak. So, establishing a sense of discernment, establishing a sense of knowing what is truth and what needs to be cut away, what needs to be let go of or changed in some way, possibly walking away from something. Possibly walking away from something, but opening the door to your happiness, opening the door to your soul, to what's right for you, and being more aligned with what is going to be fulfilling with 10 of emotion here. I was just about to ask, what is divine masculine walking away from? And we've got 10 of Pentacles here. Walking away from what he thought was abundant, okay? A physical way of being. This 10 of Pentacles does represent family. It represents physical and material wealth and abundance in all forms, okay? So this could be walking away from a job that doesn't serve, or a contract within a job that doesn't serve, or something about the job that doesn't serve. If you can't make the change within the job, if that's not allowed, then maybe the job needs to be let go. Same with family situations. If the changes cannot be integrated within the relationship, within the present family, within the present situation, if nothing is aligning and those changes cannot be integrated, then the walking away comes into effect here. The realization of that, the awareness of that, is this heartbreak here. The awareness of all of that, this discerning and taking control. So this could be walking away from property. It could be walking away from pensions. It could be walking away from jobs. It could be walking away from family situations. And then we have Queen of Pentacles here. So again, walking away from partners. Walking away from the way you viewed stability. Walking away from the Queen of Pentacles. She's really good with money too, right? She's financially secure and reliable and dependent. So you may need to walk away, and this can be reflected in the divine feminine energy here as some kind of anxiety or fear over this change, over this plan, this strategy that needs to be made, to make some changes and walk away from something that may have been reliable and lucrative for you in some way, but it's just not aligned with or going to be able to provide for you to do what you want within your dream going forward, within what is going to be more fulfilling. Okay, and then we have healing here. Door to personal healing and happiness here with the Nine of Wands. Well, Nine of Wands is the injured soldier, right? Resiliency. Needing to come back to fight another day, but being hurt. Being hurt and wounded in the process. So needing healing, requiring healing to take place of this broken heart, of this realization of something that just is not going to be serving you going forward, that you need to leave behind in some way. And bringing in a decision in a very physical way. Bringing in a decision that is emotional, that's going to affect your reality here. And then we have feeling your truth, getting more in touch with your inner truth here with the Page of Swords. This is very much the higher self coming in to want to communicate, taking action in something here, which is connected to this feeling your soul energy, the Hierophant energy, which can also be the breaking down of traditions, and contracts, religious type contracts or traditions and beliefs, seeing the truth behind things, seeing the truth here, that's what I'm hearing, seeing the truth of what's not serving you, of what's not fulfilling. Really seeing the truth, really wanting to take action within seeing the truth here. So going from discerning the truth and finding your power and establishing your discernment here to cutting things out and walking away from things that aren't serving you. And you notice these are things that aren't serving you are all in the physical world. Pentacles, they are all of physical value. They are all of monetary or something very real in your reality that you can touch and experience. And leaving that behind here, which is going to open a door to healing and happiness, because you're making a decision to heal yourself, to move away from these things that are no longer serving you, because you're feeling the truth here. You're more in touch with your higher self, receiving conscious awareness, receiving a higher vision and perspective here. Yeah, putting an end to some mental anguish, seeing the truth about this, about being overwhelmed and thought that divine masculine going into a retreat here. And some of them may be feeling tied to these things in some way. But the Page of Swords here coming in with the sword to cut these bandages off. This feeling of being stuck. This feeling of being stuck and overwhelmed with mental energy, not knowing what to do or how to do it, really getting the clarity and the discernment here. This is all about the awareness and starting to be consciously, starting to see, starting that conscious expansion of what is not serving, of what is not aligned to your truth. And the truth coming in here. See the Page of Swords is coming in. He's like ready to strike that sword, right? He's like moving. He is moving. He wants to communicate something. So the higher self is communicating and cut these beliefs out. These are old belief patterns and old paradigms. That's that static energy I was showing you. That the Page of Swords is coming in to cut out here, to align more with the soul path and fulfillment, inner fulfillment within the divine masculine archetype. And here with the root chakra for divine feminine, first chakra, Archangel Michael, we have the Knight of Cups. So wanting to take action, wanting to take action wanting movement within, align with your emotion, align with your heart here, and having to make some changes that may cause a little bit of moving away from the regret, or may cause a little bit of loss for you. These are changes, Divine Feminines, that you have been reluctant to make so far. These are changes that have some sort of fear attached to them, but it's going to fulfill your wishes here. It's making a strategy, making a plan. That's what's important. Trying to make a plan to move in action in this stability. Okay, your root chakra is that's your stability, that's your base, that's your security. It's your financial security and your material security and your physical security. So something changing in that area that maybe you have been reluctant to change in some way, where something has to be let go of. It could be a part of your job or a change in your job. It could be a change in location, but something physical that has to be let go of that you've been avoiding. Making a plan here, making a plan to more aligned with your wishes, more aligned with your heart, more aligned with your fulfillment, in order to change something that you have been reluctant to change in some way, to bring in more happiness here. Because the action, this side here, this Divine Feminine side, is all about taking the action, right? More action within your dream. And when you take more action, there may be some sort of loss here, but this is bringing in inner balance. Okay, this is a choice, but it's a choice as well. So it's making a plan to fulfill your wishes. It's a choice that you're going to have to make, but it brings in inner balance. This is inner balance, the Lovers. This is the inner masculine and feminine, the two perfect soulmates coming together as one here, the Lovers. Okay, this is having a strategy or a plan here. This, whatever change this is that needs to be made, there needs to be some sort of plan to let go of something in the physical, to change something in the physical. Because remember, these energies are in both people. All right, this is the archetype of the Divine Masculine and the archetype of the Divine Feminine within a group of twins. So this is you and your counterpart, both of you, each one of you, but one is processing more through this side and one is processing more through this side. So one is more aware of this energy and one is more aware of this energy. This is the subconscious, more happening in the subconscious and underlying energies in the feminine, and this is happening more in the underlying energies within the masculine. Okay? So they're lining up totally together here, holding the vision, making a change in the root, the foundation, the stability of your life. So this could be Divine Masculines walking away from situations, this can be Divine Feminines making changes in their financial way of being, or the stability of themselves, their independentness, the way they work, how they work, where they work, what they do, how they do it, when they do it, taking care of the must-dos, but doing it in a way that aligns with the heart, having to make decisions here. There's a decision here, the Divine Feminine, that needs a plan of action from the Divine Masculine here. So he's healing and making a decision here. Judgment here, discernment, again, on the anxiety here. So, there's something that is scary, but seeing your truth in making that change. In that song, Triumph, in the Triumph song, look at the part where it says the need to survive. This is your truth coming in to push past the fear of doing things by need to survive, to try and push more into doing things aligned with your heart and not just to survive. We have been healing wounds through that ancient portal that are all about instinctive survival, that were ancient wounds, things that people did, that humanity did and experienced, all for the sake of survival, right? You may have had to make a vow, an oath here, Hierophant energy, in a prior existence, that you would do this or wouldn't do that. And letting go of these patterns and contracts here, discerning what is truth for yourself. Let's see, what's the outcome here for the feminine here with a happy change and ace of action. Manifesting something in the physical, starting something new in the physical, the higher self. Wow, this is amazing to me, guys. The higher self. This is the outcome for the divine masculine energy, is being able to discern and take action against thoughts that have been overwhelming and keeping him stuck and tied up. And the divine feminine here, this is the higher self coming forward with the truth. This is the higher self coming forward with the action, coming forward with the material plane, coming forward with being able to put it into action. And the Knight of Swords is taking action. This is the next one up from the Page of Swords here, right? This is being aware of it and then taking action to cut out, to be able to move forward towards a new beginning, a new offer, a new opportunity here, Page of Pentacles. This is the higher self taking that opportunity. It's past the inspiration and it's really bringing it into the physical here with the King of Pentacles. The divine masculine breaking down something in the physical, and the divine feminine bringing in a new, inspired, more aligned with the dream in the physical. This is what's happening within both. So if you are a divine masculine archetype, okay, this is becoming into your awareness here, holding your vision of what you want for yourself, being able to discern and cut out limiting beliefs and things that have been holding you up, making a decision, and cutting loose these things that have been plaguing you mentally here, so that you can, through your divine feminine energy that you are integrating more of, have higher consciousness in, be more aligned to your dreams. If you are a divine feminine archetype, this is about taking action, taking the action energy from the divine masculine integration, letting go of things, upping yourself, upping a level. We go from Queen of Pentacles to King of Pentacles. We go from Page of Swords to Knight of Swords. We go from indecision to judgment, to making a decision, to truth and clarity, right? We go from walking away to having a plan that is aligned with your dreams in regards to something that is more loving for yourself, in regards to this integration of the two energies with the lovers. And we go from having the discernment and establishment, the established discernment to notice what is not serving you and be able to make the changes aligned with your heart that may bring in some sort of loss to walk away. These energies play off each other so perfectly to create a story within a person. It's just the way that you view it, how it's manifesting out, depends on the archetype. So for the divine masculine, it's more awareness coming in. For divine feminine, It's more physical, more taking more action aligned with their dreams and their wishes. Wow, that's so amazing. So amazing. And in the theme of holding your vision. In the theme of holding your vision. So the outcome here, going from Page of Swords, seeing your truth more clearly, understanding your truth, seeing the things that are plaguing you, seeing these limiting beliefs, seeing these controlling patterns that you have that have been keeping you stuck, and moving into Page of Pentacles, being able to take action in that, Knight of Swords, cutting it out, taking action to bring in some kind of change in the physical, and stability and reliability, moving you up in the energy, moving like a different reality, a different manifested result here from this change, changing something in your reality, the change from the Queen of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles, being in control of, being more in control of your physical environment. And the Divine Masculine archetype, being more in control of his emotional environment, of being more in control of his thoughts, of what has been plaguing him, being more in control of his, more open to his awareness and conscious understanding. I hope I'm saying that across very well. I hope I'm getting that across. How amazing this is that, gosh, it amazes me every time, honestly. Because this is a person, right? And how those two energies within the masculine and feminine are coming together to work in unison, more balance. This is inner balance happening here, guys. This is why I'm so like, wow, it's so amazing. Because this is the inner balance starting to happen now with the conscious awareness of the divine masculine, energy receiving more conscious awareness. And the divine feminine energy receiving more of the divine masculine's action-oriented way of being. Wow, that's awesome. 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 So follow your heart. Follow your heart, divine feminine. Stay in line with your dreams. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a step forward and keeps you aligned with your dreams. And things will unfold as they should. Trust, okay? Trust. And if you are a divine masculine watching, your awareness is opening up to your heart, to your truth of who you are. For you to be able to better understand more of yourself, more of what you want, so that you can make changes to live your happiest and most fulfilling life. Wow. So that's the energy, guys. Again, I'm going to ask you to give me a like, a thumbs up, comment, share. I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart in doing so. I really appreciate your support. And I'm sending you guys tons of love and light and healing for your journey. Okay? Thanks. Have a good one.